Welcome to Dacey's Divas. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we have a well-known respecter, journalist, and writer. She's a reporter with the Chelmsford Independent. This diva is dedicated in recognizing civic and social awareness causes, and I would like to welcome this hardworking diva, Chloe Gotsis. Good morning, Chloe.
Oh, good morning, Dacey. I'm so excited to be here.
And what a diva. You're dressed in your sunny yellow. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's so hot out. I mean, you have to bring out your summer colors.
Exactly, before the snow and the fall hits, correct?
I know, yeah.
So, Chloe, for such a young diva, you have accomplished so much in your life. First, what we're going to do is we want to tell the viewers a little bit about it yourself, a little bit about your background, and then we're going to talk about all of your great achievements.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So let's tell them a little bit about yourself first, Chloe, the viewers.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Worcester, Mass, and I went to school at Boston University, and I was a journalism major, and I minored in women's studies, and now I'm living in Cambridge, and for the past 3 years I've been a writer for a variety of newspapers at Gatehouse Media and the northwest of, for towns northwest of Boston. But it's always been, ever since I was in school and growing up, I've always been inspired by women who make a difference in the community and in the world around them.
Okay, that's great. Now, is your family still in the Worcester area?
Yes, my mom lives in Worcester, and my dad lives in Naples, Florida.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes, yeah, my mom is an attorney in Worcester, and my dad is a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So that's where your environment is, where you get all this knowledge, correct?
Yes, yes.
So your mom, what type of an attorney is she?
She does real estate, family, tax law. Most of her business is tax.
Okay, and your dad, what type of a doctor?
He was a gastroenterologist, and
wow.
then he went into hospital administration, and then he missed practicing and missed patients, so he went back into concierge medicine.
Oh, yes, okay.
And now he is semi-retired. He volunteers his time at a neighborhood clinic, and then he he's a director of a lab in Fort Myers, Florida, part-time.
Oh, that's excellent, Chloe.
Yes.
Now, how did you you went to Boston University, I saw where you majored in magazine journalism.
Yes.
Maybe talk a little bit why you got into writing and how fantastic you're doing now, but how you got into journalism magazine. I know I saw a little flyer around you. That is not in the show right now.
I was trying not to focus on it flying around my head. While I was at BU, I started working for the newspaper at BU. It was the Daily Free Press. It is the Daily Free Press, and I really got into. I loved it because it gave me such a wonderful opportunity. I mean, I was calling. My first assignment was to. They had a forum on released prisoners and putting them back into the community, and it was done by the newly elected sheriff at the time, and she was the first woman sheriff in Suffolk County, Andrea Cabral. So it really kind of gave me, I was meeting and calling all these people. Sal DeMacy, I went to one of his first things as Senate president. I was calling the mayor's office, the governor's office, but even national stories. I mean, I did something on human trafficking.
Right.
And it was,
I saw that.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been touching, though. That must have been a tough story.
It was.
It's so much out there.
Oh,
now,
it really
is.
It's very sad, but
sad.
It's really important that people know about it.
To educate the public. So, and then when you were at BU, you met Gloria Steinem.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
tell us about that.
Yes.
You went to a book signing.
Yes, I mean, I'd always admired her because I was a women's studies minor, and we talked about her, of course, in my classes. And she came to BU, to the bookstore at BU for a book signing on. It was actually a book on human trafficking, and it was called Enslaved. And it was just so neat to meet her. I have pictures with her. It was very neat.
And now you talk about your minor was women's studies. Explain a little bit about women's studies. What does that entail?
Well, it's all about, it was some classes on gender studies and women in the media, how women are portrayed in the media, women, kind of the women's movement over time.
Right.
different, Susan B. Anthony, Gloria Steinem, all these different kind of women who broke barriers, the right to vote. It was kind of a history of women through the ages.
Right, and that must have been interesting.
Oh, it was very interesting.
So that gave you your start now in writing. You graduated, and now you're doing so fantastic here for the Chelmsford Independent, but you started off in Tewksbury, correct?
Yes, I did. I started off in Tewksbury, and in June of 2007, and I was there for about a year, and then I moved to, I became the Bill Ricker reporter, and I was there for about 8 months, and then a brief stint as the Maynard reporter, and then I came here in August last year.
Good for you. And now you also have taken some classes at Mass College of Art for fashion.
Yes, I did that while I was at BU. I took some classes in fashion as 20th century art and fashion. Oh. So it was really neat. I've always been interested in fashion. I loved it. My mom always used to say that I learned how to read from reading Vogue. So I loved looking at the pictures. Yeah, it's always been really. I always thought of becoming a designer growing up, but.
Do you feel that fashion, is important in a woman's life?
Oh, well, I mean, yes, it's kind of, it's an expression of art, and it's,
Do you feel that, Chloe, that it's important to take care of yourself as a woman?
Yes.
To exercise? Do you feel like what would you recommend for a woman?
Well, I mean, of course, clothes are the first thing that people see when they look at you, and it's how you portray yourself. And of course, it's important to take care of your appearance and to exercise, especially now for women. I mean, with all of the health things coming out right now, health issues.
I think it also builds a self-esteem.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, even if you're, it takes care of your emotional health. I mean,
think so.
Exercising. I always feel better after I exercise, even after a long day. I mean,
same here. Eating right, exercising.
When you're on the treadmill and you're listening to your music, yeah, really.
I think you have to focus on that, and you have to have a balance. I mean, you can work for so many hours a day, but you have to have a hobby or an outlet.
You have to take that time to kind of have me time.
Exactly.
And center yourself. Yeah.
That's so important.
And especially giving back. I mean, I have such a difficult schedule planning wise, but I really I'm trying to focus on giving back. I'm trying to work on setting up time. They're opening a new food pantry in Somerville near where I live, so I'm going to volunteer there.
Oh, wow, that's excellent.